morning, 7:01 at WVWB. We're at 57 degrees in downtown Clarksville. We'll take an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
WVWB, 1400 AM, Clarksville, Tennessee.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. He's not ruling it in or out. President Trump asked whether he'd be willing to talk with Robert Mueller's Russia investigators. Says given the fact there was no collusion, he thinks it's unlikely an interview would ever be requested.
There has been no collusion between the Trump campaign and Russians, or Trump and Russians. No collusion.
Mr. Trump used the Russia probe as a witch hunt, one that he says has cast a phony cloud over his administration. The president describes it as a Democrat hoax that he says has harmed the country. Immigration agents walked into 7-Eleven stores across the country the other day, targeting employers suspected of hiring illegal immigrants. Correspondent Elliot Spoggett at a 7-Eleven in Los Angeles.
Agents came here and served notice that the store owner would be subject to an employment audit and interviewed the clerk who was here. The same scenario unfolded across the country. 21 people were arrested, and there's more to come in terms of a broadened investigation against 7-Eleven franchises who have been in trouble with immigration authorities before.
It's not the first time for this. There were employment audits during the Obama and George W. Bush administrations as well. Also at srnnews.com, search and rescue crews hunting for 17 people still missing in the aftermath of the destructive flash floods and mudslides in Southern California. The death toll stands at 17. Responding to a bombshell news report that overshadowed his annual address to state lawmakers, Missouri Governor Eric Greitens acknowledges having been unfaithful in his marriage in the past, but he denies allegations that he blackmailed the woman he had had an inappropriate relationship with. Wall Street, Dow futures up 20 points, NASDAQ futures 5 points higher, S&P futures up 2 points. This is SRN News. Chinese authorities have flattened a church.
China Aid reports that lawmen in Shanxi province have used explosives and heavy equipment to destroy a building that local Christians had been meeting in. It is officially illegal in China to worship outside of a government-controlled church, and the authorities in Shanxi province wanted to make sure no one can meet at the Golden Lampstand Church ever again. The Christians who owned the building spent $2.6 million constructing it over several years. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
A federal appeals court dealt pro-life advocates a victory Tuesday by ruling that Tennessee will not have to recount votes on a constitutional amendment passed in 2014 that allows tougher abortion restrictions. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals opinion says the state's vote counting method on Amendment 1 was reasonable and true to the meaning of the Tennessee Constitution. It also says the count did not infringe on the voting rights of the plaintiffs. This is SRN News. Dolly Parton has discarded Dixie from the name of a popular dinner show.
From now on, the attraction will simply be known as Dolly Parton's Stampede. Parton said in a statement that the name change was spurred by changing attitudes and will remove any confusion or concerns about our shows as the company that operates the attraction expands into new markets. World Choice Investments, LLC, currently operates the Stampede Dinner Show for Parton in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and Branson, Missouri. World Choice CEO Jim Rule said the company continually listens to guests, and its desire to expand and stay relevant led to a decision to simplify the show's name. Keith Peters reporting.
A great day in Alabama. The words of Governor Kay Ivey announcing the state has landed a $1.6 billion auto plant, a joint venture factory by Toyota and Mazda. It will eventually employ 4,000 people, cranking out 300,000 vehicles per year. More details at srnnews.com.
Being a successful student athlete is a year-round job, and Austin Peay State University needs your help to keep some of their finest on campus this summer for off-season classes and training. Yes, you are formally invited to the first annual Peay Party event, January 26th, starting at 6 p.m. on the Echo Power Club level of Austin Peay's Forterra Stadium. Your ticket to this event includes not only the satisfaction of supporting student athletes, but also delicious drinks and hors d'oeuvres. The event will also feature a silent auction and opportunities to interact with current and former Austin Peay players and coaches. Help us continue to grow the culture of excellence within the APSU Athletics Department. January 26th at the first annual Pea Party event. Get your tickets online at letsgop.com/sporttix or by calling 931-249-4900. Have a good time making a difference for hardworking athletes. Call 931-249-4900 for tickets to the Pea Party today.
Good morning. Clarksville area weather mostly cloudy and warm today. Maybe a pop-up shower or two. High today of around 66 degrees. Colder with rain tonight, 27 for an overnight low. And tomorrow, cloudy, much colder with an icy mix. Precipitation in our forecast. Expect a high of 33. Low tomorrow night, 21. Currently, we're at 57 degrees in downtown Clarksville. With a look at traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Traffic around the city and the county, not bad this morning. It is a little busy. 41A north, especially out by the north side, out by the state line. It is very busy out that way. New Providence Boulevard looks pretty good at the moment. 79 Woodlawn, not too bad, just slow in a couple of spots. 48 and 13, if you're coming into the city from the county, you will run into that real slow spot out by Montgomery Central. 41A Sango, not bad. Looks like the MLK 76 connector is slow in a couple of spots. Memorial Drive, for some reason, is a little extra slow this morning. And Rossview Road, especially out by the interstate, is showing some very heavy traffic this morning. Now, if you are headed to Nashville, I do see looking pretty good. All the way, looks like a little slow down when you get to Pleasant View. But other than that, you should make it into the Music City on time this morning. Let's check in with Commander Chuck and see what lies ahead with the Nashville area traffic.
Well, good morning. We're watching traffic slow down here right on schedule on 24 up through the Hickory Hollow area, coming westbound there towards Nashville out of Rutherford County. It's also picked up quite a bit 24 through Jolton, where it merges in there with I-65 north of the city. Traffic's also heavy now 40 coming out of Wilson County. Still looks good through Mount Juliet. Hey, if you've been hurt in a car accident, call the Kinslow Law Group at 256-3353. Attorney Tracy Kinslow will return your call. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
That's been a look at your traffic and weather together this morning and the latest national news on 1400 AM WVWB. It is 7:09. Today is Thursday. It is the 11th day of January. And this is Good Morning Clarksville. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
Good morning, John Michaels. We got company coming today. This is our Teacher Thursday, so that means we have a representative from one of the fine Clarksville area, Clarksville Montgomery County school systems. We're going to have visitors from East Montgomery Elementary School come join us during the 8 o'clock hour.
Elise always sends us principals.
Oh, wait.
Just about.
Yeah.
I think she's trying to tell us something.
What?
That we need to straighten up and fly right. Then she won't have to send principals every week.
You think that all principals represent are straighten up and fly right.
That's right.
They can do some good things. You know what that is? That's a reflection of your upbringing in school. Whenever you went to the principal's office, you were in trouble. See, some of us that went to the principal's office wasn't in trouble.
Oh.
You understand?
Oh, well, that paddle, he had holes drilled in it, and he said, I want to practice my golf swing.
Going back, those paddles with holes in them, I remember those. humidity. It is the Thursday edition of Good Morning Clarksville with Chuck and John. Right now we're at 57 degrees, expecting a high today of 66. Then the bottom drops out because this wintry precipitation. We're under a winter weather watch from 6 a.m. tomorrow until 12 o'clock Saturday, I think. We're expecting some icy precipitation. Could be some accumulation, 1 to 3 inches, but it all depends on timing. What?
Kroger alert. Oh. I've got to run to the store and get some milk and bread.
Publix, Food Lion, Walmart. Who else?
Whoever.
IGA.
C&G Mart up in the corner.
All of them. All of them.
Get some milk and bread.
That's right. Make sure
milk and bread.
You're ready. And check your car. Make sure the tire pressure is right. Wipers and
gas.
Yeah, gas.
Make sure you got another good thing is put a
yeah.
blanket in the car.
Yeah.
Do you know I have one and I keep one in mine?
I keep
a poncho, a blanket, and even some couple of food items. Some Pop-Tarts.
Are you a survivalist?
Well, I'm waiting for the zombie apocalypse. So it may come yet.
Yeah, on the way this hour, we got the Sports Now Update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville, home of the Butter Buns, here on the Big 1400. Musically, very well, some impressions, and some Barrett Strong. But now, it is time for the birthdays. On this day, January 11th. Ija Naomi King is 33. She's Machiella on How to Get Away with Murder. Rockman Dunbar is 45. He was on Prison Break, and he was in The Mentalist. He was also, you watch Sons of Anarchy, don't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. He was Lieutenant Eli Roosevelt.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Amanda Peet is 45. She currently stars with Hank Azaria on a series called Brockmire. Mary J. Blige is 47. Yep, moving on up
there.
Kyle Richards, Kylie, I guess, is 49. She's on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with her sister Kim.
Riveting TV.
They're aunts to Paris Hilton. Yeah.
No.
See, idiocy does come in threes. Yep. Naomi Judd, 72. The Judds.
What?
Mother of Winona. Survivor of hepatitis C.
How old?
Huh?
How old?
She's 72.
I would have never guessed that.
Really?
I would have thought maybe like 64.
Yeah, she looks good, 72. And on this day in 2011, we lost Clarence Clemens, who was born on this day in 1942. 4 days until Dr. Martin Luther King Day, 38 days until the Year of the Dog, 113 days to the movie Avengers Infinity War comes out, and 36 days until Black Panther, which is getting a lot of hype. You know, this movie.
It is.
Yeah, but you're familiar with the series, so you know what's going on with that, right?
No.
I thought you did. I thought you just knew the Marvel and
No, not really. Some of them I do, but not all of them.
Oh, okay. You still haven't seen Star Wars.
No.
See, I've got
I bought
one
the
up
tickets. I broke up with my girlfriend, and now I'm stuck with the tickets.
You broke up with his girlfriend.
So
he broke up with his girlfriend.
I didn't want to have to buy her a Christmas present. And now it's getting close to Valentine's, so I'm sure not getting back together now.
You know people don't like you.
You know what?
Because you
ask
cheap.
me if I care.
Because you're cheap. You cheap. You'd rather go out and get some falafel or soup or whatever, falafel, and sit up eating the skins, Fritos rather, and hot sauce and drinking daddy soda. Sauce. Yeah. Rather than take your lady out on a date. Take her to see Star Wars.
Well, you know.
What?
It helped me not have to buy a present. That was one less I had to buy.
Mean, you know, you could have bought her something inexpensive. Valentine is coming up. You could always get her a nice card. I'm sure she would appreciate a card, John. You don't have to go out and buy a big box of chocolate candy.
I'm not buying a card. That sounds like I'm serious or something then. Roses are red, violets are blue. I love you. No.
The Big 1400, WVWV. It is Chuck and John for this Thursday, the 11th of January. 57 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Expecting a high of 66, and then things get dicey. Overnight low tonight of around 27. Tomorrow, a high only of 33. Low tomorrow night, 19. That wintry mix could have 1 to 3 inches of total snowfall. Saturday, expect a high of around 28. It's going to be bitterly cold on Saturday. Right now, we're at 57, just ahead of us.
Home.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I said I'm staying home. I'm not coming out.
Yeah, okay, stay home.
I'm staying home Saturday.
Yeah, and you got enough Fritos?
Yeah.
You got enough hot sauce?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. If you're going to be locked in.
Now, I don't have any daddy sodas, but.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got some water.
Okay, you can drink. Ooh. Water and Fritos with hot sauce. Yeah, anyway. Back in the day, my friend.
Here we go.
248 years ago in 1770, the first shipment of root. Oh, don't say anything about fruitcake. People are listening who love fruitcake. So don't.
Good for them.
Yeah, we don't.
They do.
You know, we don't have to worry about it till next Christmas.
That's right.
Next Thanksgiving.
Please do not send me.
Yeah, don't send John a fruitcake. He'll end up re-gifting it and giving it to his girlfriend. 54 years ago in 1964, the Whiskey A Go-Go opened on Sunset Boulevard in California. It was the first discotheque in America. Do you know who was the first act on stage?
I'm afraid to ask, but who?
Johnny Rivers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember he did an album live at the Whiskey
A Go-Go. 44 years ago in 1974, Love American Style and Room 22 last aired on ABC. Love American Style. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was.
I did enjoy that show.
Yeah.
Room 22 was pretty good.
Room 222.
Yeah, 222.
18 years ago in 2000, John's friend Gary Glitter was released from prison in Britain after serving a 4-month sentence on child pornography charges. He's still incarcerated in Her Majesty's prison on the Isle of Wight in Newport, England. I did not know. And 8 years ago in 2010, Mark McGuire admitted that he was using performance-enhancing drugs when he broke baseball's single-season home run record back in 1998.
I bet he was in trouble for that, was he not?
Well, he admitted what everybody knew.
Yeah, everybody already knew it.
You know,
Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, anyway. This is the Big 1400.
Have you seen how little he is now?
Sammy Sosa?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh, he looks like he's small.
Yes?
Yeah.
Time now for a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville, home of the Butter Buns, here on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now update is presented by Culver's of Clarksville. Go online to culvers.com for an update on their frozen custard flavor of the day.
We begin today's update in the world of women's college basketball, where the University of Tennessee Lady Vols are seemingly on their way back towards elite status. As a program, Tennessee has won 8 national titles, but they haven't really been seen as a championship contender since legendary head coach Pat Summitt retired back in the spring of 2012. The 2018 Lady Vols are up to number 6 in all of the national polls amidst their red-hot 15-0 start, but they will play 4 top 25 ranked teams in the next 2 weeks. That tough stretch begins with a 7 o'clock battle tonight on the road against number 16 Texas A&M. That contest can be seen locally on the SEC network. Now to the National Hockey League, where yesterday afternoon they announced their complete list of All-Star Weekend honorees. We already knew that Nashville defenseman P.K. Subban and head coach Peter Laviolette would be part of the Central Division squad, but now we know they will be joined by Predators legendary goaltender Pekka Rinne. The January 28th All-Star Tournament will mark Rinne's 3rd recognition as one of the league's very best. He's in the midst of a phenomenal season between the pipes, having posted 21 wins in just 32 starts. And lastly today, we remind you that a tough road stretch begins tonight for Austin Peay State University's men's basketball squad. After a 6-game homestand yielded a 5-1 mark, the Governors play the first of 4 straight road contests tonight at 7:30 against Tennessee Tech. Austin Peay has not won in Cookeville since 2009, and they have yet to win this season on the road. From the WVWB Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Family outings should be special. They should be memorable. They should be fun. And you'll find all of that and more with a short trip to Culver's of Clarksville. With a focus on customer service and quality farm-fresh ingredients, Culver's is serving food and fun at a whole new level. Go by today for one of their made-to-order butter burgers or a waffle cone stuffed with fresh frozen custard. They're at 140 Southampton Place, just off Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Culver's of Clarksville. Welcome to delicious.
Oldies Radio, solid gold.
The big 1400 WVWB, it is 57 degrees at 7:34 with the big 1400. Don't forget Ball Network Notebook coming your way at 7:50 this morning with Bob Kessling, brought to you by Copies in a Flash. You know, I thought it was interesting. I read a story about Brad Pitt was at Sean Penn's annual auction to benefit Haiti on Saturday, and he bid $120,000 for a chance to watch Game of Thrones with Emilia Clarke. Now, she plays Daenerys, the blonde lady on
you like
Game
that
of Thrones.
show, don't you?
I do. And I will wait until 2019. I hope I'm still around when they come back on.
Oh, you don't want to miss what happens.
Yeah, I don't want to miss the ending. But he bid 80 grand and upped it to 90. Then he jumped to 120. But somebody outbid him.
No.
But anyway, I thought that was a nice gesture.
What was he trying to be cheap, not go any higher?
Well, somebody bid $160,000.
Well, he's got the money. He could go $250,000 if he wanted to do it that bad.
But he wasn't that drunk.
Oh, I see.
You see?
I see.
Yeah.
He was still sober.
You know what?
What?
We do birthdays, and I had to tell this story. In a little over a week, okay? Betty White will turn 96. And she gave an interview,
still kicking.
and she was sharing some of her secrets for living a long life. Quote, accentuate the positive, not the negative. It sounds so trite, but a lot of people will pick out something to complain about rather than say, hey, that was great. It's not hard to find great stuff if you look. She said, I try to see the funny side and the upside, not the downside. I get bored with people who complain about this and that. It's such a waste of time. As for eating habits, Betty's diet isn't restricted to kale and health foods. She eats things that she loves.
That probably would kill her.
Huh?
That probably would kill her.
Kale?
Yeah. That'd put her right on under.
Betty says she eats things that she loves, specifically vodka and hot dogs. Quote, probably not in that order, but think about that.
Can I a hot dog, please?
Yeah, give me.
Can I get a hot dog?
Finally, Betty had some advice for aspiring entertainers. She says, quote, learn your lines, come in prepared, don't think you can wing it because you can't. We're in show business, which is fun, but take your business seriously because it is a serious business. She'll be 96 years old and still kicking.
Still kicking around.
Yeah, Betty White, anyway.
She'll be here probably longer than we will.
She could be. The big 1400, WVWB with Chuck and John. It is the Thursday edition. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Clarksville Online is where you'll find the latest in Clarksville area news, weather, sports, and current events. Depend on Clarksville Online for crime reports and special events, Fort Campbell news and current events, and the latest financial news. Want sports? Then visit ClarksvilleSportsNetwork.com. Movie listings and weather bulletins? Go to DiscoverClarksville.com. And for all you bikers, visit ClarksvilleMotorcycle.com. You'll find everything you need in the Clarksville Online digital network. Clarksville Online. We are Clarksville.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you: in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at byersandharvey.com. byersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey, Clarksville's real estate company.
Guess who's on the cutting edge of up-to-date checking services? Heritage Bank, that's who. You know we're neighborly. You know we're trustworthy. Now know that we have the edge on checking accounts. With Edge Checking, you get benefits like shopping discounts, cell phone protection, and roadside assistance. Now you can be on the cutting edge with a new checking account at Heritage Bank. We're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. Member FDIC, bankwithheritage.com.
In your time of loss, you need to know someone cares. Since 1916, Neil Tarpley Parchman Funeral Home has been serving the Clarksville area with the kindness and respect you deserve. It's their goal to provide quality, compassionate services to you and your family during this very difficult time. Mike Parchman and his staff genuinely care and provide prearranged plans that accept insurance to help ease your pain in your time of grief. Neil Tarpley Parchman Funeral Home. People who care. A name you can trust. Neil Tarpley Parchman Funeral Home. Madison Street in Clarksville.
Investments, insurance, retirement planning. Do you have questions? Do you want someone to give you straight and honest answers? Are you not sure who to talk to? Call Mike Biggs with AXA Advisors and work with someone local right down the street. Mike Biggs with AXA Advisors has been in the business of relationships here in Clarksville for over 30 years, helping you find the answers to the questions, making sense of the confusion, and coming up with strategies to help you with the many choices and decisions that have to be made when it comes to planning for the future and planning for the here and now. Mike has a 30-year track record of trusted service to his clients and to the community and is a steady hand to turn to in these uncertain times. Give Mike a call today at his office at 931-245-5480 or on his cell at 931-320-1516 and let him help you with retirement today or planning for retirement for the tomorrows. Mike Biggs offers securities to AXA Advisors LLC NYNY 212-314-4600, member FINRA SIPC, and offers insurance and annuity products to AXA Network LLC.
We've got you covered every step of the way. That's what they do at Clarksville Floor Covering. Carpet, hardwood, tile, laminate, vinyl, and area rugs are what they specialize in. Visit Clarksville Floor Covering and let their on-staff interior designer put it all together to give you the look you want. Locally owned and operated since 1961, Clarksville Floor Covering is conveniently located at 606 North Spring Street, behind Sonic off Riverside Drive. Visit their website at clarksvillefloor-covering.com and be sure to check them out on Facebook.
Solid gold now.
WJZM, it is 57 degrees in downtown Clarksville, expecting a high today of 66. Chuck and John for the Thursday edition of Good Morning Clarksville. We got guests from East Montgomery Elementary School coming to join us during the 8 o'clock hour, because we got company coming. We got company coming. You know what?
What?
You just played Barrett Strong's Money.
Yes, sir.
I found an article. It said, if the Statue of Liberty were melted down.
Yeah.
The Statue of Liberty. Have you ever seen it? Statue of Liberty? Okay. And the copper was sold for scrap.
How much would we get?
How much you think we'd get?
$2 million, $3 million, 49 cents.
$203,000.
$203,000.
Kind of light. Kind of light, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think it'd be at least $1 million.
It's kind of light. So,
but remind me not to sell it.
That's why we're not going to melt it down.
That's right.
We're going to let it stand there and give me your pour. Give me your, you know, is that what? That's what it says. It has this,
something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we live in a wonderful country. We live in the greatest country in the world.
You're holding your head while you say that, so I'm not.
Because I'm getting ready to read a story that is so hard. I mean, anyway.
It's hard for you
to read? It's about a college student.
Oh.
And I don't know how this lady got in college, but she says you never know who you'll fall in love with, especially when you're on the rebound.
Yeah.
There's a 20-year-old woman named Nurul Hassan. She's a student at the University of Florida in Gainesville.
Well, that explains it already. Florida. All you had to say was Florida.
No. And she's emotionally and physically attracted to physical objects.
Uh-huh.
She says, quote, had feelings for monorails, iPods, and treadmills. But her real crush was on a Garmin GPS.
Okay.
And her first relationship was with a calculator whom she named Pierre. Unfortunately, she and the calculator fell out of love, but now she's moved on to Tetris.
No, tell me.
Tetris.
Tell me.
She's moved on. I love Tetris. Specifically, an old Nintendo Tetris cartridge. Nurul says, quote, I love him so much and get an immense sense of satisfaction with him. I have a strong connection with him and have invested so much in him. And yes, that includes putting him in a Nintendo and playing him. She and Tetris have been dating since 2016, and she's planning to marry him once she's done with college. And she plans to take his last name and, quote, call myself Mrs. Tetris.
No wonder you're holding your head. Well, you know what I would do to that Tetris?
It's not the Tetris, John. John, it's not the Tetris.
It's not. Oh,
the Tetris is just part of a machine, and that machine can only act, if we, put it in function mode.
True.
What would you do with her? She does have issues. I will say that, don't you think?
Yeah.
She does have.
She has a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Boy, gonna marry Tetris.
You know what I say?
What?
Come, Lord Jesus. Quickly. That's what I say.
That's what you say.
That's what I say. Yeah. The Big 1400, WVWV, Clarksville's Good Time Oldies, back-to-back. It is 58 degrees in downtown Clarksville at 7:50. Expecting a high today of 66 or so, maybe a pop-up shower. Cold tonight, 27 for an overnight low as we roll into Friday, where we've got that wintry mix on store. Expect a high Friday of 33. Saturday, expect a high of only around 28 as the cold settles in for the weekend. You know, I was looking at the weather forecast long range all the way through next Wednesday. We will never get out of the 30s for highs.
It's going to be cold again?
Yeah, for the next 5 or 6 days.
Did I tell you I wasn't coming in next week? I'm not getting out.
Yeah, you're coming in. You're coming in. Yeah.
It's too cold. I just want to stay in the house.
You know, we're always talking about food, and the interesting thing about, I found that you ever go to TJ Maxx? You ever shop at TJ Maxx? You know, it's out.
I know where it's at.
You know where it's at.
I know where it's at, but I don't know.
Rudolph. Well, I don't know if our TJ Maxx location is involved in this, but some of the TJ Maxx locations are selling giant 22-pound bags of bite-sized chocolate bars for $120. A 22-pound bag of chocolate. Each bag contains about 2,000 pieces of dark chocolate for $120.
I'll just go get me a Hershey bar up here in the corner.
That's it. Just go with the classic.
Get you a Snickers.
Yeah, I get a Snickers, but Hershey's, you know, every once in a while I'll get a Hershey's almond.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you get some nuts in it?
Yeah, well, you know, when I want to push the envelope, you know. It's kind of like when you
not plain.
It's you and your Fritos and the hot sauce.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you get the spicy Fritos, don't they make different types of Fritos?
Yeah, but only plain ones with hot sauce.
That work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now pork rinds. Now you got some with some hot sauce on them.
You need the Tabasco sauce with the pork rinds.
That's right.
Yeah, and then shake that bag up real good.
Just like I do the Fritos.
Yeah, I know. And then get your daddy soda. Ooh, life is good. Put it on the Thailand channel so you can read all the subtitles. Yeah. And you know, and have Roxy right there.
At least I have culture.
Waiting for. Okay.
Well, that stopped you dead in your tracks.
That's debatable. Time now for a sport. Time now for the Vol Network Notebook with Bob Kessling. Brought to you by Copies in a Flash on the Big 1400.
Tennessee football coach Jeremy Pruitt is on the job. This is the Vol Network Notebook, brought to you by your local Farmers Co-op. Co-op, proudly farming Big Orange Country. It didn't take long for Jeremy Pruitt to make the transition from defensive coordinator at Alabama in Monday night's national championship game to the head coach at Tennessee. Coach Pruitt met with his new Tennessee team on Tuesday night. While still learning about the new players, he's also heavy into recruiting and looking to round out this year's class.
Well, I can tell you this, if you ain't recruiting 365 days a year, somebody else is. So if we want to get what we want, then we better get started. That's what we've been trying to do, and that's what we're going to do. You know, there's one thing about it, everybody's got the same thing. There's 24 hours in a day, and there's 7 days in a week, and it's what you're going to do with them, and we're going to try to do the best that we can and really try to grind it out and outwork people.
Coach Pruitt said he and his staff are looking for specific things on the recruiting trail.
The size, speed. Do they have the intangibles? Are they good students? Are they good leaders? You know, are they captains of their football team? Do we think we can win a championship with them?
Still a few slots to be filled on the new Tennessee coaching staff. Coach Pruitt will have an official announcement on the staff when it is complete. King, Ellis, Catchings, Parker, all legendary performers who provided plenty of memorable moments on the basketball court for Tennessee. There's another group of men and women who give an all-American effort too. The friendly, knowledgeable folks who work at your locally owned Farmers Co-op. With a lineup of quality products and services at their disposal, you can be confident that a visit to Co-op for your farm, home, and outdoor needs will be a slam-dunk experience every time. Co-op. Proudly farming Big Orange Country. Tennessee Lady Vols look for their 16th win without a loss with a game Thursday night at Texas A&M. The Aggies are 13-4 and ranked 16th nationally. Tip-off time is 6 p.m. Central from College Station. Reporting for the Ball Network, I'm Bob Kessler.
Wow, where did 2017 go? Wherever it went, it's behind us now, and we all get a fresh start here in the new year. If you're a business owner, there's no need to start 2018 off with outdated forms or stationery. Give Copies in a Flash a call, and they'll get everything updated in a flash. They're located at 1841 Business Park Drive and ready to help with all your printing needs. Call them at 931-551-3219 or check them out online at copiesinaflash.com. No job is too big or too small for Copies in a Flash, and they're just around the corner from where you are.
Remember
the original.
Jukebox Gold. The music and memories.
1400 WVWV. It is 58 degrees in downtown Clarksville. At 8:01, we'll take an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
WVWB, 1400 AM, Clarksville, Tennessee.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The new anti-Trump book, Fire and Fury, proving a useful propaganda tool for North Korea's despot and his henchmen. The dictatorship's principal newspaper has been trumpeting the book, dismissed by the White House and others as riddled with inaccuracies and to no small degree a work of fiction. President Trump talking about the special counsel investigation that he dismisses as a witch hunt and a Democrat hoax.
Asked if he'd grant an interview to Bob Mueller's team, the president repeatedly said at a news conference there was no collusion between the campaign and Russia. Given that,
it seems unlikely that you'd even have an interview.
Mueller's team has shown interest in speaking with the president, but no details have been worked out. The president's lawyers have said they are determined to cooperate with Mueller's requests.
Certainly, I'll see what happens.
Sagar Meghani at the White House.
Also at SRNnews.com, 17 killed, 17 people missing. Part of the devastating toll taken by flash floods and mudslides in Southern California. A dramatic scene in hard-hit Montecito as Marco Farrell tried to warn a motorist who was headed straight into the floodwaters.
Turn around! The flash flood's right there! The flash flood's right there! Get out of here! Go!
Search and rescue crews continue the difficult and dangerous job of looking for survivors amid the tons of mud and debris. Trade tensions on the rise between the U.S. and China.
China has warned the U.S. government that it will resolutely safeguard its interests ahead of a possible announcement about the conclusion of an investigation into whether Beijing is improperly pressuring foreign companies to hand over technology.
Correspondent Joe McDonald in Beijing. President Trump ordered the investigation back in August. Stock futures higher on Wall Street this hour. Dow futures up 36 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 15. S&P futures are up 4 points. This is SRN News. Alabama's freshman quarterback is getting praise for thanking Jesus following Monday's national championship win.
Tua Tagovailoa entered the game in the second half and routed the Crimson Tide to a dramatic 26-23 overtime win over Georgia. In two primetime interviews after the game, he said he wanted to thank his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and to give God all the glory for the victory. Pastor David McKinley at Warren Baptist Church in Augusta, Georgia, points out that both the Tide quarterback and Georgia quarterback Jake Fromm are Christ followers. McKinley told Baptist Press that both of these young men have been willing to stand on the biggest platform of college sports to give glory and honor to the name of Jesus Christ. Patrick Foss reporting.
A Wisconsin school district has settled a discrimination lawsuit filed by a transgender high school student for $800,000. The Kenosha Unified School Board voted Tuesday night to settle with Ash Whitaker, a girl who was living as a boy. The settlement also ends the board's petition to the Supreme Court challenging lower court rulings that allowed Whitaker to use the boys' restrooms at her school. SRN News. An outbreak of hepatitis A that's killed at least 20 people in San Diego has apparently spread into Utah, where thousands more may have been recently exposed.
There were 3 food service workers in the Salt Lake City area infected with hepatitis A, likely contaminating food and drinks and potentially exposing thousands of customers to the contagious liver disease. An Olive Garden and Sonic restaurant in the Spanish Fork suburb, along with a 7-Eleven in West Jordan, are where they worked. Health Department officials say time is running out for customers to get a preventive vaccine. Utah's hepatitis A outbreak has been linked to the outbreak in San Diego. Health officials think the disease is spreading among the homeless population. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Delta Airlines reporting a fourth quarter profit, $572 million, easily topping expectations. More details at SRNnews.com.
Guess who's on the cutting edge of up-to-date checking services? Heritage Bank, that's who. You know we're neighborly. You know we're trustworthy. Now know that we have the edge on checking accounts. With Edge Checking, you get benefits like shopping discounts, cell phone protection, and roadside assistance. Now you can be on the cutting edge with a new checking account at Heritage Bank. We're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. Member FDIC, bankwithheritage.com.
The Big 1400, WVWB Clarksville area weather mostly cloudy, warm today, and maybe a passing shower or two. Expect a high today of around 66. Much colder tonight with rain moving into our area. Overnight low of 27, and then Friday, things get dicey. Cloudy, much colder with an icy mix. We are under a winter watch for the weather starting at, I think, 6 a.m. Tomorrow morning until 12 a.m. Saturday. We could get 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Expect a high Friday of 33, low of 19. Saturday, bitterly cold. Expect a high of 28. Currently, we're at 58 degrees in downtown Clarksville. With a look at traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Traffic around the city and the county moving along this morning. No accidents to report right at the moment, but it is slow in a few areas. 48 and 13 if you're coming into the city from the county. Very slow out by Montgomery Central and down by Liberty Park. 41A Fort Campbell slow in a couple of spots. 41A Sango not too bad this morning. Looks like Tylertown Road, Tiny Town Road, Trenton Road all very busy. The 101st Parkway busy in a couple of spots. Rossview Road busy out by the interstate, and also the MLK 76 connector is busy out by the interstate as well. Now, if you are headed to Nashville this morning, it looks good all the way into the Music City before you hit any massive slowdowns this morning. Let's check in with Commander Chuck. See what lies ahead when you get there.
Well, good morning. I'm looking at this crash here on 24 westbound at OHB out in Antioch, slowing down that traffic coming from Rutherford County. We see that crash also on 40 East and Jefferson Street, Neely's Bend and Madison Boulevard. That's tied up due to an accident, and also moving an accident as well there. The 2000 block of Rosa Parks that made a bit of a mess. Hey, Half Price Foods has 2 locations, Lebanon, Dixon. They've got food, household supplies, even pet food marked 50% off. Go by and see them today. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
That's been a look at your traffic and weather together and the latest national news this morning on 1400 AM. WVWB. This is Good Morning Clarksville. It's 8:08. This is January the 11th. And now it's time to begin hour number 2 of Good Morning Clarksville. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
It's a great hour this Thursday because this is our Teacher Thursday.
That's right.
And we have company from East Montgomery Elementary School in the house with us. Miss Janice Staggs. She's the principal.
I know.
So that means you have to be on your best behavior.
Sit in the corner?
No, you don't. You don't have to go in the corner. But she did bring her paddle, and it's got holes in it. So you better be careful.
Can I wear a dunce cap instead?
No, she's going to tell us everything we ever wanted to know. What is your motto? What is your nickname?
Well, not our nickname, but our mascot is Tigers. Our colors are orange and blue, and our motto is our students are rising to the top.
Okay, so there you have it. I like it. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for coming in. All right, the Big 1400. There's a teacher and teachers on Thursday here on the Big 1400. 1400 WVWB. It is Thursday. That means it is a Teacher Thursday here on Good Morning Clarksville with Chuck and John, and we're joined by Janet Staggs. She's the principal at East Montgomery Elementary School. Welcome, first of all.
Thank you, and thank you, Chuck and John, for having me here today to share about our great school at East Montgomery.
See, she's already into it.
Yeah.
You know, she's got a little hype going on for the Tigers. But anyway, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you all.
So did you have a nice holiday?
I did.
Yeah, good. So, you know, getting back to work, you all have been back, what, almost 2 weeks?
Yes.
You know, when you start the new year, coming back after Christmas, does your focus shift, or is just okay, now we go to step 2 of what we need to do to get through to the end of the year?
Well, Chuck, what we do is we look at all of our students' data from the end of the last semester, how they did at the end of December, and then that's how we plan on our next steps for this semester as well. Certainly, we want to make sure that we want to close all of our students' learning gaps. And that's our focus, our teachers and everyone in the building.
East Montgomery Elementary, that means that you have pre-K?
Yes, sir, we do. We have a special needs pre-K program in our building.
And pre-K to what, 5th grade?
Yes, we do.
Now, you were telling me that you all are a community school.
We
and
are.
all schools are not community schools. Am I correct in that?
Well, not that they are not community schools, but our school, East Montgomery, opened in 1970, which has been several decades ago. But that was a combination of several schools in the community that closed. So Pisgah, Roosevelt, also Fredonia School. And
Roosevelt,
yes,
where is that?
sir. It was on Madison Street, where our operations complex is at this time.
Okay.
But anyway, those schools closed, and East Montgomery Elementary opened in 1970, and all of those students from those small communities came into our school. And we are a big community-supported school. I'll have to say that we have a rich culture, and that we have some of our students who have parents, and some of the grandparents brought their children there as well. And we're a big community-supported school, and certainly we're very excited and proud of that.
Isn't that interesting when you see somebody that maybe their parent or their grandparent went to the same school or had affiliations, and here they are going to the school where you are?
It is. It's that proud tradition that they have, that they carry on to their children and grandchildren as well.
Yeah, and they come in and they go, wow, we never had this when we were in school. They got where's the chalkboard? They don't use chalkboards anymore. They use a whiteboard.
Well, in technology, certainly we have a big push for technology in our district.
And they got these big screen TVs or whatever, smart boards, I think is what they call them.
Well, teacher stations, and they project their computers onto the screen so that children can view and also be interactive in the technology.
We're talking with Janet Staggs. She's the principal at East Montgomery Elementary. East Montgomery is going past the Walmart Sango?
Yes, sir, it is. If you continue to go 41A South, and then when you come to the light, that's at the Sango community, on the left, you'll see several restaurants and a daycare there. And if you take a right, we're about a quarter mile on the right past Sheffield Woods.
And you used to be at Woodlawn.
Yes.
And you were at Woodlawn for how many years?
About 10 years.
And so then you transferred to East Montgomery.
Yes.
Any particular reason why?
Well, it was a big community school, and certainly, I decided to come to East Montgomery, where it was also another community school. East Montgomery is where my personal family heritage is. Yep. My grandparents and great-grandparents were a part of that community.
Because you graduated, you said, from Clarksville High?
I did graduate from Clarksville High.
And then where'd you go to college?
Austin Peay and also Trevecca.
Oh, see, she's local. You're local. You're good to go.
I'm very invested in our community. Certainly.
Janet Staggs from East Montgomery Elementary School. What'd you say your nickname was? The Tigers?
We are the Tigers. That is who our mascot is. Our colors are orange and blue.
And why do you wear your T-shirt?
Well, I'm not wearing my T-shirt today. I thought I would look professional. Certainly, we want them to know we're professional.
Because she's going to be on.
Those orange and blue
So you're going to be on the YouTube, and you
Yes,
just want to look very. Well, you look very nice.
Thank
you. You look very nice. Tell us about some of the state awards for East Montgomery.
Well, one, I want to tell first about a local award. Last year, we had a Teacher of the Year for the county, Miss Mandy Hill, who won that award for the entire county. Also, we have an amazing archery team that has won several state awards. Yes.
Archery?
Archery.
Like Robin Hood? Archery?
Yes.
Bow and arrow?
Yes, sir.
How did that, where does that fit into the curriculum?
Well, it's a part of our physical education and sports, and our PE teachers are the ones that coordinate that. Children come to a before-school program, and they learn the correct way to hold the bow and the arrow, and they're very good at this. So we're certainly proud of our archery team.
That's interesting. I would never have thought that, especially elementary school, would have an archery team.
Yes.
So these students, they have to try out for the team. Is that it?
Yes, they come, and certainly, too, our PE coaches teach them the correct methodology, for shooting a bow and arrow.
And you said they come before school?
Yes,
to practice?
They do.
And then they have meets or competition?
They do have competitions. They have district and area ones. They have state ones as well. Also, the area ones or district can be out of the state.
Interesting. Do they have this in high school, too? Can they graduate the elementary school? They go to middle school and do it, and go to high school and do it?
Chuck, I'm not aware of an archery program in the middle and high, but that is a possibility. Certainly, you contact Elise Shelton. She could let you know that for sure.
But it's still so cool that the elementary school has an archery team, an award-winning archery team.
Yes, sir.
And the kids come early, so they have to start, earlier than the regular kids to be a part of it. But that's what being a student athlete is all about. They do have to make sacrifices and do things when they are called to do them, like coming to school early.
Absolutely. It's something I enjoy.
Yeah.
Academically as well. We have won a state award most recently in the state of Tennessee. In the top 5% are schools that are in that top percentage for achievement and also for growth. And
what do you attribute that to?
It's a lot of hard work and focus on teachers and students, making sure that teachers are prepared to teach students and close those learning gaps, making sure that all of our children are proficient and they reach their potential. There were numerous schools here within our school district that won either one of the proficiency or performance in the top 5% in the state of Tennessee. But East Montgomery Elementary was the only school in the entire district that got in the top 5% in both of those categories. So certainly that is something we're really proud of for everyone at our school and certainly for all of our children as well.
You should be.
We are.
That's good. Janet Staggs is our guest. She is a principal at East Montgomery Elementary School. We need to take a break. Time now for Sports Now Update with Justin Swallows this morning, brought to you by Fox's Barbecue on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now update is presented by Fox's Barbecue. They're serving slow-smoked premium meats at 521 Heritage Point Drive.
We begin today's update in the world of women's college basketball, where the University of Tennessee Lady Vols are seemingly on their way back towards elite status. As a program, Tennessee has won 8 national titles, but they haven't really been seen as a championship contender since legendary head coach Pat Summitt retired back in the spring of 2012. The 2018 Lady Vols are up to number 6 in all of the national polls amidst their red-hot 15-0 start, but they will play 4 top 25 ranked teams in the next 2 weeks. That tough stretch begins with a 7 o'clock battle tonight on the road against number 16 Texas A&M. That contest can be seen locally on the SEC network. Now to the National Hockey League, where yesterday afternoon they announced their complete list of All-Star Weekend honorees. We already knew that Nashville defenseman P.K. Subban and head coach Peter Laviolette would be part of the Central Division squad, but now we know they will be joined by Predators legendary goaltender Pekka Rinne. The January 28th All-Star All-Star tournament will mark Rene's third recognition as one of the league's very best. He's in the midst of a phenomenal season between the pipes, having posted 21 wins in just 32 starts. And lastly, today we remind you that a tough road stretch begins tonight for Austin Peay State University's men's basketball squad. After a 6-game homestand yielded a 5-1 mark, the Governors play the first of 4 straight road contests tonight at 7:30 against Tennessee Tech. Austin Peay has not won in Cookeville since 2009, and they have yet to win this season on the road. From the WVWB Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Voted the #1 veteran-owned barbecue restaurant in America, Fox's Barbecue is proud to serve the greater Clarksville community. They host the weekly blues and barbecue concert every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Whether you're hungry for chicken, ribs, pulled pork, or brisket, Fox's Barbecue is the right choice. They offer all-you-can-eat selections every Wednesday and Thursday night, as well as catering and delivery. Call them to cater your next event at 931-896-2678. Or better yet, go see them at 521 Heritage Point Drive, just off from Tiny Town Road.
The Big 1400 WVWB. We've got another Sports Now update coming your way at 9:20. Brought to you by Power and Grace Preparatory Academy on the Big 1400. In the meantime, this hour, we've got Janet Stagg. She is the principal at East Montgomery Elementary School. It is Teacher Thursday here on the Big 1400. As an administrator, do you miss the classroom sometimes?
I do, but the great thing is, Chuck, I get an opportunity to go into the classrooms every day and see children learn, and that's always exciting.
Hands-on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us about your staff. You have an award-winning school. So somebody has to be the engine driving this. Tell us about your staff.
Well, I certainly am the principal there and lead the school. Bonnie Digby is my assistant principal, and she's there with me right by my side as we lead the school to be the best that they can be. Certainly, we always have staff development for our teachers. And in education, we're always continuing to learn. We are lifelong learners, myself included.
Janet, that's one of the things that we've talked about here with other educators who've been on Teacher Thursday, that it's evolving. The education is, and you have to, it's like, I was talking to a friend of mine who's a doctor, and she was telling me that, well, I have to always stay ahead of the curve. And because medicine is changing so much, and you need to know all of these things. And education is like that. You need to stay ahead of it so that you can give the students their best, your best, the best opportunity for them to succeed, correct?
True.
So you all go to workshops, and do they have, your teachers go to workshops? Principals have workshops also?
Well, we have principal meetings. Where we have professional development. Matter of fact, I was at principal meeting yesterday all day, and that is a combination of certainly state and local updates, and also to professional learning opportunities. We have professional learning communities where we as principals and administrators learn as well from our directors.
Yeah. So what are you most proud of at East Montgomery?
The thing that I'm most proud of is everyone there is focused on student achievement. All of our decisions, and mine are too, are based on every child, all 635 coming through that front door every day. And we welcome children, and we want to help them reach their potential. That's our focus day in, day out.
Are you all at capacity or close to it?
Well, at this time, certainly that's something you'd have to talk to Elise Shelton about. But we do have 635 students at our school.
Okay, we'll move on from that then. Tell us about the culture at East Montgomery.
Well, the culture is a very varied culture. Like I said, we have a big community-supported school. We even have some of our teachers who attended there as students, believe it or not. As I shared earlier, it's a school with a very rich heritage. But also, too, we have, and certainly are always welcoming, new people into the community. We have people who are from other countries. A lot of students from the Hankook Tire Factory are part of our school. We have an ELL program there for students who are coming to our country who've never spoken English before. So certainly we're always excited about those. We have people who have children that are in the military. And so those parents come, to different parts of the country And certainly we're always excited to have them at our school as well.
Have you found, Ms. Staggs, that the school system, Clarksville Montgomery County school system, is so diverse? You know, let's say 15 years ago, before you became a principal,
yes.
You could probably designate these schools are heavy with military kids. These schools are heavy with people who were moved into the Clarksville area. But now it's just, they're all over. It's so spread out, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. And not only people who are in the military, Chuck, but we have people from all over the world.
Yeah. And I would not think that, you know, well, they got, those people from all over the world got kids. And those kids, some of them might not speak English as well as us. So that's why you have English as a second language, English
language learners, our ELL program.
And so that happens. And that's getting even more. The more we grow, the more companies that we have coming in, more people, the more diversity that we have coming in. And they're all at every school in Clarksville. You just can't designate one like you used to.
Yes.
To be able to do that. So I think that's a good thing. You know, with the culture, what do you think you have to change most of all? You have to understand their culture to be able to acclimate them to the culture here? Or is there not really that much difference once you get past the language?
Well, there's not a lot of difference. Children are children, and they're excited, and they're eager to learn, and certainly we want to help them come into our country and learn to be a very productive part of our community. And they are very eager to learn English and certainly learn very quickly. These are very bright children, and they just have to acclimate to our language.
What about your PTA, parent support?
Oh, we have a tremendous PTO. They work very hard at raising money to help support, you know, additional support in our classroom with technology, instructional supplies. Also, they help us get volunteers into our building for different events, also to come in to volunteer just to help throughout the day. But they help coordinate a lot of our big events that we have, and we have a Tiger Trot, and anyway.
Tiger Trot.
Yes.
Okay.
Children do laps, and people sponsor them. So anyway, it's a way for children to be active, to be very physically active, and also to get the support of our community as well.
Miss Janet Staggs is our guest. She is the principal of the East Montgomery Elementary Tigers, and we're talking with her. You said your motto is helping students to rise, or?
East Montgomery Elementary students are rising to the top. And that logo we have with that is an orange and blue hot air balloon, because the sky's the limit.
Why didn't you have an orange and blue tiger in the balloon?
I guess we could do that. We'll have to work on our graphics.
Yeah, you
on
have
that,
to do
Chuck.
that. You know, one of the things y'all that you're proud of. You said y'all have a reading incentive. What is that?
We do. We have a reading incentive program, of course, here in our district. We want all children to read 20 minutes every day. So that has been a big promotion for our district. But at our school, we challenged our students. We have a program called Read and Quiz, where they read books, and then they take a very short quiz just to make sure they understood what they read. And we challenged our students to have a goal at the end of the year of 12,000. Well, they reached it before the end of December.
Wow.
So they are...
Some readers.
They really are. And anyway, so we've had to move the goal to 20,000, and they are on their way. But they are so excited. Certainly, you know, we've challenged them, and they have arose to the challenge.
Well, you know, one of the things, Ms. Staggs, is you get into the habit of reading. Who's from? I hear that's yours. Anyway, reading at a young age, and that carries over into life, I think, for a lot of kids, don't you think?
Absolutely, because no matter what you do in life, whether you're college or career focused, when you leave school, you're going to have to be able to read to function successfully in life and to be a productive citizen. You've got to be able to read and read effectively and be able to read and comprehend.
Reading is one of the parts of the curriculum. What else? What other part of the curriculum at East Montgomery are you proud of?
Certainly our math, students have to be able to calculate, to be able to do basic math, even higher level math, depending upon what they want to do in life. So certainly that is a huge focus for us as well.
What school do you funnel your fifth graders to? Clarksville, mostly Clarksville High?
They go to Richview Middle School, and then when they leave Richview Middle, Chuck, they go to Clarksville High School.
I bumped off the middle school, and that's right on the corner.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and they do that. So you've got the reading, you've got the math. The way school, we talked before, and we always talk about how schools and educating kids have changed. You know, they come in with the cell phones and they're whizzes with the cell phones, these electronics and the computers. And, you know, they might not be able to do a lot of things, but they can get on that computer, you know, and they're a whiz, aren't they?
Yes, technology is certainly something children are very proficient at.
And how do you address that? How do you meet that demand? Because that can be an integral part of the education of our young people, right?
It is, and certainly, Chuck, as you know, with the technology that you have here in your studio.
That's John. That's John. All I got is this ink pen right here. John is the technology.
But you know how critical that is to be technology proficient, and that is something that we promote in our school. When you come into our schools, you will see children who are learning using iPads. You will see children who are using laptops. And some of their lessons are in a Google Classroom that the teachers put on there, and the children go and retrieve the assignment and work on it from there.
And you all have to go to school to learn how to teach the others in school, right?
Yes, sir, we do. And we are very fortunate at our school to share a technology coach, you know, in the district. And she comes and helps teachers also with new things that they can learn, new programs, new ways to help children to grow in technology and to integrate more technology into our classrooms and learning.
That's changing, and it's continuing to grow. It's not going to go away, is it?
No, and you know that's the focus of the world is technology, and children do need to be tech savvy.
Yeah. I was reading an article where they were talking about they had these new underwear that had sensors in them, and they would, have you heard about that?
No, I have not heard about that.
Well, they have sensors. And, you know, they tell your temperature, your heart rate, and your blood pressure. And they can, what they do is you can sync them with things in your home, like the air conditioning or the heating, and they will adjust it because your body is saying one, you know, and it's just amazing how technology is taking over. And I guess being on the cutting edge of that with the young kids, it's funny how some of them, a friend of mine was telling me, yeah, I got some kids in my class, and they come in and they know more about a computer than I do, you know. And that's probably part of it because they're starting at such a young age with the computers and the high-tech stuff that they have.
They are, and if we teach children at a very young age, they're not like us, Chuck, where we think, oh, we might mess something up, or we may not do it correctly. But anyway, they are like little sponges. They soak it in, and they're not afraid to try anything with technology.
You know what I think, Ms. Staggs? I think that one of the key things is that they're excited to learn, you know, new things on the computer. Do you find that?
They do. They do.
It seems like, you know, they're excited about getting on the computer and learning new things that they can do on the computer. And as you talk about the reading and being able to make that a part of their lives, you're going 20,000 books. That's a lot.
True. Also in our library, to help support that, you know, some children may not have a lot of books in their home, but we do have ebooks that you can go through our library if you're a student at our school. So whether you're waiting at the dentist office or you're waiting for your game on the ball field, if you have a smartphone you borrow from your parents or technology in your home,
they have their own smartphones.
You can
now, you know, some of them have their own smartphones.
Some do in elementary, but they can read books from anywhere.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and that's part of it. And I think that is one of the things that they get excited about, and that's what makes learning such an adventure these days with our young people. How long have you been a teacher?
I was a teacher for 7 years.
So you've been in the 21 years, 20 years.
21 years.
From day one to now, what are some of the things that have changed about, teaching?
One big thing is certainly technology. We used a lot more textbooks, when I was in the classroom many years ago. And now some of those assignments can be given to children on the computers and technology, and that has been big. The standards are certainly more rigorous. Our state standards are. So we see that there's more rigor in instruction than when I began in education.
Yeah, John and I were talking a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about backpacks and how these kids carry their backpacks, and they don't have books in the backpacks. They have maybe a notebook, but they have all kind of other stuff in that backpack because, all their assignments, they have a computer or a laptop, and because it's given on computer. And John and I were talking about I can't remember. Oh, now I lost my train of thought. But anyway, we were talking about how it has changed. And, with those backpacks, they've got all these things going on in there, and they've got the computers going on in there, and that's what they carry in class. And we're talking about the World Book. That's what we were talking about, World Book Encyclopedia. You remember the red and blue ones and the green ones? And you remember Encyclopedia Britannica growing up? Where'd they go? I know you all probably got some in the library. I know you just got some in the library because I'm old school. I want the hard copy. I want to touch and turn the pages. But yeah, it has evolved so much. Every classroom had a set of World Book encyclopedias or Encyclopedias Britannica, and every home had they'd bought a set of World Book encyclopedias. No more.
Well, you can't access it online. But, Chuck, at the time as a child, I remember myself, that was your go-to for your source of information whenever you learn about a new topic. And certainly now those children can access at the touch of their fingertips online.
Right. They just open up their backpack, take out their computer, and punch it in, and it's right there. And
now, our laptops and technology is at school for our children. They don't have technology to transport back and forth at the elementary school. We have digitally blended learning where some of it is, technology, but yet some is from the text too, a hard copy.
What does that mean? Oh, you still use hard copies?
It's a combination.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a combination of learning.
You do that. But anyway, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much, Chuck, John, for having me today. I really appreciate getting to come and share the great things we have going on at East Montgomery Elementary.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go hot air balloons on the rise. But anyway,
Go children.
Janet Staggs, principal at East Montgomery Elementary School, has been our guest today here on Teacher Thursday on the Big 1400.
The new year is upon us, and we made it through the holiday season. Now it's time to stop dreaming of candy canes and sugar plums and think more practically. It's time for a new set of tires, and the place to get them is Hell Yeah Tires at the corner of Greenwood and Crossland Avenue in Clarksville. They have the area's largest selection of new and used tires, and they'll guarantee you the best deal in town. Head on down to Hell Yeah Tires at 702 Greenwood Avenue, or give them a call at 931-552-1403.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you: in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at byersandharvey.com. byersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey, Clarksville's real estate company.
Why settle for less when you can get more at Wyatt Johnson in Clarksville, your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee? Score and win with Wyatt Johnson GMC Buick, Toyota, Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru, as well as 3 pre-owned superstores for more selection in minutes versus days, shopping place to place. We are the region's largest GMC Buick dealer, the area's newest Toyota dealer, and home of the Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru giant. You always get more at your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee, the Wyatt Johnson Automotive family in Clarksville.
Warren's Apothecary is is much more than just a pharmacy. From prescriptions to home medical equipment, these folks have been taking care of families since 1960. They will take care of your prescriptions. They have certified fitters for mastectomy supplies. Warren's Apothecary has hospital equipment for sale or rent, and much more. Most insurances are accepted, and they have free delivery. Give them a call to find out more. 931-647-6791. Warren's Apothecary is located at 1647 Memorial Drive in Clarksville. Call 931-647-6791.
We've got you covered every step of the way. That's what they do at Clarksville Floor Covering. Carpet, hardwood, tile, laminate, vinyl, and area rugs are what they specialize in. Visit Clarksville Floor Covering and let their on-staff interior designer put it all together to give you the look you want. Locally owned and operated since 1961, Clarksville Floor Covering is conveniently located at 606 North Spring Street, behind Sonic off Riverside Drive. Visit their website at clarksvillefloor-covering.com and be sure to check them out on Facebook.
Being a successful student athlete is a year-round job, and Austin Peay State University needs your help to keep some of their finest on campus this summer for off-season classes and training. Yes, you are formally invited to the first annual Peay Party event, January 26th, starting at 6 p.m. on the Echo Power Club level of Austin Peay's Forterra Stadium. Your ticket to this event includes not only the satisfaction of supporting student athletes, but also delicious drinks and hors d'oeuvres. The event will also feature a silent auction and opportunities to interact with current and former Austin Peay players and coaches. Help us continue to grow the culture of excellence within the APSU Athletics Department. January 26th at the first annual Peay Party event. Get your tickets online at letsgopea.com/sporttix or by calling 931-249-4900. Have a good time making a difference for hardworking athletes. Call 931-249-4900 for tickets to the Peay Party today.
K-A-Long-Beach Radio.
1400 WVWB. It is 8:48. 59 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Expecting a high today of 67, maybe a passing shower. Low tonight of 27, and then that rain mix comes in Friday morning, and we could have some wintry precipitation projected, 1 to 3 inches. High today, high Friday rather, of 33, low of 19. Saturday, bitterly cold, only up to around 28. For an expected high. You know, we're talking about the ice and the snow, the potential for the ice and the snow. Well, this story doesn't really make any sense. There's a hotel in Quebec City, Montreal, in Canada, that's made completely of ice. This hotel, okay?
Just of ice.
Yeah, and it had to be evacuated Tuesday. Because of a fire. It apparently started when a candle fell on someone's sleeping bag, and fortunately the fire didn't spread too much before help arrived, because the place was made of ice. A few people were hospitalized for smoke inhalation, though, and there were some damage. The manager says, quote, having white walls and crystal ice everywhere, it did not require a lot of soot to have an effect. So I don't know if I want to stay in an ice hotel.
Let me think about this for 1, 2, 3. No.
Okay. I just don't.
Why would you want to sleep in a nice hotel?
Because the novelty, I guess.
No novelty to me. It's cold in here. Turn up the heat.
Yeah, I would.
We're melting.
Yeah, and when I read that it was a sleeping bag, oh no. Oh, no.
No comfy bag.
A sleeping bag in an ice hotel? No. The Big 1400 with the double shot of Bill Deal and the Rondells. It is 59 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Expecting a high today of 67, maybe a pop-up shower or two. We've got Clarksville Academy basketball on the radio today. This evening, the Clarksville Academy will take on Davidson Academy. The girls' game starts at 6, the boys approximately 6:30 here on the Big 1400. Time now for some good news. Are you ready for some good news?
I am. I think I am.
This
today,
is really,
actually.
and it kind of ties in. It has a sports theme going on with it. People are already talking about how this could be a movie. We could just get Bill Murray to star, or maybe Adam Sandler in a few years. You know, people who made. Anyway, listen to the story.
Okay.
A 61-year-old grandfather named Don Byers was out golfing at a pretty tough course in Nebraska back in the fall. And he had a few strokes under par after 9 holes, which is very good for an amateur. One of the other golfers he was with was a guy named Rob Brown, who coaches the golf team at Bellevue University in Omaha. And he joked that if Don had some college eligibility left, he could make the team. At first, they just laughed about it, but then a few holes later, Don mentioned that he did have some eligibility left. He went to the University of Nebraska on a baseball scholarship over 40 years ago, but blew his arm out and he never played. So he's still eligible to play college sports. And after they talked about it for a few more weeks, he decided to do it. He couldn't join the golf team without enrolling, so he's taken a few courses this semester, including English, history, and communications. He says he never planned to go back to school this late in life, but he had to drop out after he lost his baseball scholarship, so it might be a fun experience to go back to school and play a little golf, too.
It does. You know, that does sound like Bill Murray would be a good
Bill Murray
fit for
would be
that.
good. Yeah,
I think he would be a good fit for that movie.
Sound like Hollywood come a-calling.
Yeah.
For Mr. Don Byers' story.
How
the
much
golf.
is that story in the window?
Yeah,
I mean,
but I like, you're right. I thought that was a good story.
It is. I believe Bill Murray would be great at that.
We thank you for sharing this part of your Thursday with us. Thanks to Janet Staggs from